Okay, so what do soap, shampoo, and tea, and soda all have in common? Well, they're all solutions. And they're all over my face. Solutions. Okay, I'm gonna need another towel. What is a solution? A solution is a mixture of two or more substances that are evenly spread out. That means the entire solution is exactly the same. It's exactly the same. It's exactly the same. Now, solutions are made up of two parts. A solute is the substance that is being dissolved, and a solvent is the substance that does the dissolving, all the dissolving. So everything has to be spread out evenly, and you need a solute and a solvent, and then you have a solution.
You got a solution.
That's a solution. Okay, so now let's try to make our own solutions. We have 2 glasses of water, and we have 2 substances that'll be our solutes. So we have our solvents, and we have our solutes. Now, our 2 solutes we're gonna test: sugar, and some soil. We need to see if the sugar and or the soil will dissolve in the solvent or our water. So let's test this out. Sugar, chop it in. I'll just pour it on in there. Now we take the soil. Chop, chop. Now, if we look at the soil, it's not evenly spread out. We have some floating around here. We have a large amount floating at the top. So if it's not evenly spread out, it is not a solution. The sugar, on the other hand, there's not a lot floating at the top, there's not a lot at the bottom, there's not a lot in the middle either. It is completely evenly spread out. It's so spread out that I'm even having a hard time even seeing the sugar. It's like it disappeared. Okay, pause, time out. Where did it go? Where'd it go? I can't see it. All right, well, look at this. When a solute dissolves into a solvent, it doesn't just disappear. We poured the sugar into the water. Next, we stirred it up, and as we stirred, the sugar particles got smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller until eventually we couldn't see them anymore. See, they didn't just disappear all of a sudden. They just got incredibly small that we couldn't see them anymore. We couldn't see them anymore. They were teeny, teeny, tiny. So let's see if we can increase the speed of the solute dissolving. We've got 2 glasses here. We're gonna fill them both up with water. We're going to fill them both up with salt as well. Now let's see if stirring one up causes it to be faster. This glass wasn't stirred. You can still see all the salt at the bottom. This glass was stirred, and you can see that there is almost no salt to be seen in the glass. It has completely dissolved and spread throughout the glass evenly. Let's test another one. We've got 2 more glasses. This one up with very hot water. In fact, it's 200 degrees Fahrenheit. Very hot, this glass. The cold water will fill with salt, and the hot water we will also fill with salt. We're going to stir them both for 1 minute. Let's check out the cold water. You can see a good lump of salt sitting there. Let's check out the hot. Ooh, that's really hot. Okay, maybe let's just grab... Okay, all right, let me get a towel and pull this up very quickly. You can see there is no salt to be seen except a small bit at the bottom, so the hotter the solvent, the faster the solute dissolves. Let's test one more thing. This time we're going to use 2 different sizes of salt grains. First one, we use very fine salt, about 25 mils into the glass. Second glass, we'll be using much larger grains of salt, 25 mils as well. Stir them both for the same amount of time. Stir, stir, stir. Check this one out. You can see a small lump of salt here. For the larger grains, a very large amount of salt, almost like we didn't stir at all. So the smaller the grains, the faster it dissolves. Now remember, solutions have to be completely the same throughout the entire solution. That means that this soda should be the same as it is at the top, as it is in the middle, as it is at the bottom. So let's test that out. They'll look the same, but But for the ultimate test... Yep, they all taste the same too. Not all solutions are liquids though. You're actually currently surrounded by one of the most common solutions on Earth. Air. Air. Air has a solvent and a solute. Nitrogen is the solvent. It's the most common gas in the air. Now the solute are things like oxygen and carbon dioxide. Those are the solutes. And air is also completely evenly spread out. The air over here is the same as the air over here. And over here. And over here. And over here. Good dog. It's all the same. So air is a very common solution. Okay, so let's recap. Solutions are a mixture of two or more substances that are evenly spread out. They have a solute and they have a solvent. If you stir the solution, it will cause it to dissolve faster. If you increase the temperature of the solvent, it will cause it to dissolve faster. And if you have smaller particles, it will also cause it to dissolve faster. Well, that's it for this episode, and I'm going to leave you with these few words of wisdom. If you ever see a problem, don't just sit there. Be part of the solution. Oh, it's salty. Bye, beautiful people.